Welcome to the Voice of the Coast. I am your host, Danique. Along with me, we have Lee Price, and he is the organizer of Christmas on the Lake Cajun Style. So what does that mean? That means bonfires.
Yes.
Bonfires are such a wonderful family-oriented event. Being from New Orleans, we see it all the time along the levee, all across parts of New Orleans. But we're going to have our very own bonfire in Morgan City.
Again this year.
Again, so technically it's really the second time since you
Yes,
guys
sir.
have put it on. Now, before that, I was privy to some information that doing homecoming, they used to do this a long time ago, but that has since kind of ceased.
Yeah,
So now we're going to have it for Christmas.
Yes.
So how did it all get started in that head of yours? Why did you want to bring it for Christmas?
I was looking to do something for Christmas. I've tried to do some, was thinking I saw all the property empty out there. So I came up with the idea of trying to get a family tradition started of building bonfires. I approached the city council with it last year. We put some more meetings together and more discussion how we could pull it off. They agreed and gave us permission to build 3 bonfires. We got fire permits to get them done. We were able to get 3 pulled off last year. Then we added some more to it at the last minute. We had about 400 people show up last year at the lake, including your TV channel, which went live with it, which we appreciated. It was a good time. The families really enjoyed it. I had the Price family up at the top of the judges' stand, drinking egg and all and hot chocolate. We did realize some shortcomings last year after reviewing things. We realized we needed a vendor out there selling eggnog, hot chocolate, water, and such, and some porta potties would be nice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a learning experience. You get started one year and you just build on it. And it seems like you kind of have a good plan in place. And they always say if you start off with, 400, sometimes you can double that. So you might be looking at a really big crowd coming out. And how far did people travel to come to this bonfire?
Last year we had people from Lake Charles and Baton Rouge that actually I spoke with that had saw it on Facebook and came down just to view it. It was everybody got to sit down in the back of their trucks or on their lawn chairs, and no pressure. And police were out there for safety with light towers lighting up the parking area. Had the fire department out there also. Appreciate those guys.
Now, you mentioned the police. I know typically a lot of times when you're hosting events along 70, traffic can sometimes be a nightmare. How was traffic? Did it move smoothly?
Yeah, they pulled into the big parking lot. There's a big parking lot there in front of the judges' stand. Didn't seem to really back up the crowd too much. Some people came from the lake, from the campground and came over, so they had parked that way. It didn't seem a big traffic problem last year. I'm hoping not to have one this year. There's 2 entrances to it, and it seemed to go fairly smooth. The police department did an excellent job of traffic control.
And so far, it has actually, you have doubled and more than doubled, because you start off with just 3 projects, and now so far you have 8 with more room to build, right?
Well, this year we can build up to 12. I have 8 at this moment planned for this coming year. We have 8 projects, we call them, to be built.
Tell me what they look like, because I mean, in my mind, I've seen some, and I mean, they're like so creative with the building and construction.
We're going to try to do some fairly creative ones. Last year we did a fire truck.
Okay.
Well, you have to know the Price family from the fire truck.
Just right. They're all firefighters. They've all worked at the fire station.
Correct. And so we did a fire truck. We did an 18-wheeler by the Sherman family, which was very helpful. We did a traditional bonfire, we did a shrimp boat, and we did a couple pallets of, we called it an eagle's nest, and just another pallet burn.
Okay. So what if I want to get together a team or maybe do it with my family? What's the requirements?
It's fairly easy. You can contact me at my email address, which is lprice@redfishrental.com. We need a fire, I'd have to get you a fire permit. It's a wood-only burn. So once we get a permit, like I said, I am limited to 12 burns this year. We have about 8 already considered. Permits already issued out to get burns permits.
Awesome. Now, this is going to be on December 23rd, so close to Christmas, and so many people coming from out of town for family gatherings.
Yes.
And they're always saying, what is there to do? And here's something to do. You're going to open the gates at 4. Lighting begins at 6, and those should last about 2 hours. So from 4 to 8.
about 4 to 8 o'clock, about a 4-hour total event. We're hoping the fires burn a little longer this year. Last year they burned fairly quick. We think we'll be a little better at it this year. We're going to have heavier wood involved. Couple of the quick projects that we plan is a larger traditional bonfire one. We're going to have a paddle wheeler. We're going to have a monster truck.
So it's gonna be really, really nice. So we have one more segment to go, but come on back because we have a couple more questions I want to ask Mr. Lee. Okay. All right, see you guys shortly. Welcome back to the Voice of the Coast. Lee Price, who's the organizer of Christmas on the Lake Cajun Style. That's right. We have some bonfire projects that are planned for this Christmas that's coming up, and the day is actually on the 23rd, so it's right before Christmas. But again, we have families that always come in town. They want something to do. This would be a perfect opportunity to have your family go out to the lake. It's actually Lake in Parkway near the judges stand. So it's going to start at 6 o'clock. So that's the lighting, but you can go out there at 4 o'clock, and it's going to end at 8. But come early because I know something like that is a marvel to see, and I want to take pictures. Are you going to allow folks to get close enough?
Yes, you can actually, before the fires start, you can walk out to the bonfire projects and take photos with the kids. We ask you not to climb on top of them for safety reasons, but you are allowed to get in there and take photos, as many as you like. And before we light the fires, everybody has to clear a peninsula. We're not allowed to stay on there while the fires are being lit, and we'll move on from there.
Now, of course, once it's all done, because seeing that beautiful fire go up, but once it's all done, what happens after that? Is there cleanup? I'm sure there's going to be some ash. I mean, what do you do after that? Or, you know, who takes care of that? Well,
last year, me and my brothers and my sons went out there and did the cleanup, and my grandson went out there and did the cleanup. We moved, I think about 5 buckets of nails and screws, and with the magnetic sweeper, and then we picked up all the burnt wood that did not burn and disposed of everything. Okay. We have to clean it back up to give it back to Mr. Chauvin the way we got it. We can't leave it a mess. We have to keep it clean it up afterwards.
Which means if you decide to do this, that's the one thing you have to do. So once you build it and take it down, then of course clean it all up.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, and then how soon? Because of course Christmas is kind of right there. Do you have to go the next day? When do you have to go?
You have a couple of weeks after the Christmas bonfires. They didn't give us a timetable. You can't build until after Thanksgiving. If you get a permit, you got to wait till after Thanksgiving to start building. We don't want to tie up the property that long.
Now, of course, I'm thinking pallets, but what can you use to build? Is there required wood, items that you can use?
No, ma'am. I found mostly used wood pallets, or we had a house that was tore down. We used some of the wood from the house that was tore down. Wood that was recycled. We had some wood from a lumber mill that donated some wood to us last year. So all that was just recycled wood, or wood that was going to go into the landfill. To keep it out the landfill, we decided to dispose of it by burning it.
Yeah, I'm all about recycling. Upcycle, recycle, that's great.
And it made beautiful projects.
Yes, definitely. So I don't want to ask you what your project is, but are you doing the same project you did last year, or are you doing something different?
No, this year will be only traditional bonfire projects. There'll be a few more traditional ones this year. That'll probably be the only repeat fire project we have this year.
Okay.
So they'll all be new.
Awesome. So far 8, but if you're interested, they're welcoming teams or families to come out and actually build it. Not a lot of requirements, just got to get a fire permit.
Yes.
And of course you have to burn particular, items. You can't do tires or anything that will be of harm to the environment or to humans as well. So I'm excited about this. I think the families, especially coming to town, I have families sometimes that come in, they're like, we want something to do. And anywhere you go, sometimes there's not a lot to do around Christmas times. It's time to be with your family, but this is where you can go out and do something with your family and also enjoy being outside, drinking some hot coffee, or cocoa rather,
yes,
and cookies.
Yes.
So I think it's great. It's great for the community. You're looking at maybe more than 400. 400 was a good number the first time, but likely to see more people to come out.
I hope so. The only thing we can't control is the weather, so that's the only thing that could possibly mess us up.
Right. Give us that email address if we want to contact you.
lprice@redfishrental.com is how you can contact me. If you're interested in making a fire permit, bonfire permit this year, let me know. I do have 4 still available.
Awesome. One thing I can tell you, I feel like I'm in good hands because the whole Price family, they have all this extensive fire experience. So I feel like you're going to be in good hands. You'll have the fire department there, you have police there, also some porta potties, which is important. So again, thank you so much for spending time with us and giving us information about the
No
bonfire
problem.
project.
I enjoyed it very much. Thank you.
Awesome. Again, Lee Price, Christmas on the Lake, Cajun Style. So make sure to put it on your calendar and be out there for this wonderful event, especially for the family. I think the entire family, 2 to 92, will enjoy this. We'll see you guys shortly, so come on back right here on the Voice of the Coast. Welcome back to the Voice of the Coast. I haven't seen this lady in such a long time. Welcome back to you as well to the Voice of the Coast.
Thank you, thank you.
I think we have met since the brand name has changed. So it's no longer, folks, SLCC, even though I know it takes some getting used to, just like X and Twitter. Yes. But it is indeed now SoLaCC. So still serving as the campus director of both Franklin and Morgan City sites. Yes. So where are we? Because one of your, like some of your larger or largest programs are, I'm assuming, flourishing. So you have practical nursing, yes, as well as commercial diving. Let's go through practical nursing because that looks like it stays full of people.
It is. Most of the calls we get are about practical nursing. It's a rigorous program, it's competitive, and we typically have a waiting list of people waiting to get into that program. We're excited about where we are currently. The program open registration ended on yesterday, as a matter of fact.
Which is actually on a Monday.
Yes, it ended on yesterday, so we're excited about the applicants and what that's going to mean for the new cohort that will begin in the spring. So January will be here soon, and those students will be ready to begin the program.
Now, are there scholarships or funding that, you know, an applicant can subscribe to or fill out?
Oh my God, we have so many scholarship opportunities. Those are definitely out and available. What's disappointing oftentimes is that the people just don't want to apply. We have students who are in need of the funding and still don't apply. We have, for example, in this current semester, we had a scholarship reception about a month ago, and the college as a whole awarded $73,000 in scholarship funds. And sometimes you get people who get multiple scholarships because the way our application works is once you complete the application in the SoLaCC website, it automatically applies that student for every scholarship that they're available for. Wow. So they don't have to individually go in and select this scholarship or that scholarship. Once you're in the system and you do the application for that specific term, it applies for every scholarship you're eligible for. So we need more people to be intentional.
Who doesn't like free money?
It's free money. Scholarships do not have to be paid back. And we have such good donors here, specifically in St. Mary Parish. And I would hate to start naming them because I don't want to leave anybody out. But I mean, we have, just to give a few, we have the H&B Young Foundation. We have the Chamber. We have, like just so many, resources that are given and it's available to the students. One thing we talk about with scholarships on a regular basis when doing research is we know for a fact, based on the information that we've been given over the years, that the majority of our student population would be one flat tire away from dropping out of school.
Come on.
So when you consider things like that, you know, if you have a scholarship for $500, $1,000, $250, whatever it is going to help that student in the long run to take care of whatever it is they need to take care of.
I mean, going back to school, I mean, it's not for everybody, or going to school is not for everybody. However, it's not that type of schooling. I mean, you can get a trade.
Yes.
You know, I think a lot of times people get scared of reading, writing, and arithmetic. But you know, if you're good with your hands, there's something for you to do. There's something for you
and
out
we
there.
meet all students where they are, just based on what their needs are. I mean, we have certificate options that range from 6 weeks to 16 weeks. It just depends on what that particular career path needs or requires in order for you to get those credentials. But just something as simple as a certificate can increase your earning by 50%. So if you go from making $7.25 an hour to $14, $15 an hour because you did a 6 to 16 week certificate program, that is life changing for so many people. So, you know, we have those opportunities available. The 2+2s with the 4-year institutions. We have technical diplomas, associate degrees. So we have adult education, and we try to meet everyone where they are.
I love that. You pretty much couldn't have ended it better because everyone wants a little bit more money.
Yes.
So like you're saying, going from $7.25 to $14.25, that's great. So we've got much more to cover, so come on back right here on The Voice of the Coast. Welcome back, and we're here with Tammie Moore, the campus director for both SoLaCC in Morgan City as well as in Franklin. Of course, you're like SoLaCC, if you're just joining us, that is formerly known as SLCC, South Louisiana Community College. It has undergone new branding, but again, it's still Young Memorial as we all know it. We're talking about the different programs, and one particular program that is like really growing, commercial diving. I mean, this was kind of like the place to go, like back in the day, but it's kind of, there's a resurgence.
Yes. So one of the programs that's like one of our highlight programs on the campus is commercial diving. It's a unique program primarily because we're one of the two public institutions that train for commercial diving in the United States. And we're one of the most cost-effective programs. So we get a lot of students who come here from all over the world, to be honest, so that they can train for the commercial diving industry. This class is the largest class that we've had since the pandemic. We're excited about that, to see the growth. We've seen more of a diverse population of students in this program. We've got a lot of reaction when people come in the program. And this current class, we actually have a female. Not only is she a female, but she's an African-American female. Okay. And so she's like a double minority in that program. But it's exciting to see that, you know, we have students who are interested, coming from everywhere and from all walks of life that want to be a part of that career field and are coming to get the training.
I think that's awesome.
Yes.
Now, I do want to kind of remark on this young woman, ask a question. Is she local? Is she from the local community?
She's not local.
Okay.
She's not from the local.
Well, I think that's great. You said, when you say diverse, it's quite diverse to see that. So one other program, and it's not, I don't know if necessarily a program, but it's adult education. And what is also really increased in attendance and participation is ESL.
Yes.
Now, I say that because you're like, well, what's so different about ESL? Well, I remember moving to this community, and the Hispanic population was kind of isolated. So we're seeing more and more of the Hispanic culture or population really, you know, be a part of the ESL program?
Yes. So the adult education program, just to give you an overview of what's going on, because some people don't understand what we do in adult ed. So our adult education program is designed and created specifically for the training of the HiSET test. The HiSET test is the test that the state of Louisiana offers in place of what was formerly GED. So GED, HiSET, they're all brands. So we test in Louisiana using the HiSET test, which give individuals the high school equivalency diploma. So we train for that in adult education. So we have the population of the ESL population that are training to take the HiSET and get their high school equivalent. That's exciting because it shows that you know, this population they're employable. They're wanting to be able to communicate with their peers and their co-workers in the English language. And it's just, you know, it's always good to see people wanting to increase their knowledge for whatever reason in the workforce.
Now that I have you, I want to take this opportunity. You're a part of the reentry program that's on the campus at Young Memorial in Morgan City. Something that's, I think everyone needs to know about this, and that's not necessarily because if you're just coming out of, you know, prison or, you know, being, I guess, locked up.
Or
but
incarcerated.
Incarcerated, thank you is the word.
Yes.
But in expungement, there's going to be an expungement clinic.
Yes.
That's actually going to take place coming up soon.
Yes. So again, we have the reentry program on site. Miss Ann Poole is the contact, and she's constantly in the local jails, reaching out to the people who are transitioning back into society and in need of the services. And one of the services we find a lot of people are in need of so that they can be employable is they need the expungement services. So there's been an expungement clinic planned for November the 13th. It's going to be at the Young Memorial Campus at 900 Youngs Road. And we're looking forward to working with these individuals and helping them get the skills they need and getting their backgrounds taken care of so that they can be employed.
Awesome, and that is open to the public. So thank you very much. We got it in. We got to see you next time.
Yeah.